The story picks up where the last episode left off. Klaus attempted to create hybrids but failed. Stefan realized it was because Elena was still alive, so he told Damon to protect her. Tyler discovered his mother had captured Caroline and revealed to her that he was a werewolf. Klaus and Stefan arrived at a bar in Chicago, seeking a witch who could help Klaus to uncover why the werewolf transformation failed. Klaus must first connect with the ancestor of the witches, but which Gloria requires an artifact, which happens to be in the possession of Klaus's sister, Rebecca. It turns out the artifact is Rebecca's necklace, but the necklace was lost in an accident. Gloria is now casting a spell to locate its position. Meanwhile, Elena also has a witch on her side, Bonnie. When Bonnie took hold of the necklace, sparks flew. The two witches, thousands of miles apart, had a battle. Gloria's spell was interrupted, but she still managed to catch some visions.
I found it.
Could it be that Elena's secret of still being alive has been discovered? Stefan is deeply anxious, but in front of the Michelson siblings, he dares not make any move. Luckily, Gloria doesn't recognize Elena. She informed the Michelson siblings that she needed more time, but that they would interfere with her spell while they were here. Stefan's tension eases, and he immediately suggests to Klaus that they all go out hunting for blood. In truth, Stefan plans to sneak back and secretly kill Gloria. Each of them captures prey to feast on, and after eating, Stefan announces that he needs to go out. Klaus assumes that Stefan has resumed his wicked little habit of carving the names of his victims on the walls. On his way back to the bar, Stefan unexpectedly runs into Catherine. If Klaus finds out she's here, she's as good as dead. It turns out Catherine didn't run away. Instead, she's been tailing them all along. The best defense is a good offense. Catherine is looking for a chance to take down Klaus. She knows the necklace is in Elena's possession. Stefan is destined to betray Klaus in order to protect Elena, so Catherine suggests they team up. But Stefan had no desire to work with this ruthless woman.
I must be doing something right.
I forgot. You're bad now. Don't get too cocky. Klaus is smarter than you. He's smarter than everyone. And I've heard about that sister. Be careful. She'll ruin you.
Happy to know you still care.
Stefan's return to the bar was actually within Gloria's expectations. She hadn't just seen visions, she had also overheard the girls talking about Stefan. Gloria kept Stefan's secret because she suspected he had murderous intentions toward her. She wanted to keep the necklace for herself. In a direct confrontation, vampires were no match for witches. Gloria is an old-school type. She uses brutal torture to force Stefan to reveal the necklace's location, but Stefan would rather die than surrender. However, Gloria doesn't need him to speak. She shatters Stefan's defenses with pain and pries into his memories, discovering that the girl with the necklace is the one Stefan loves most.
A lot of darkness, a lot of guilt. All to keep her away from Klaus. Why would he be interested in one girl? She's the doppelganger.
Gloria was utterly shocked. No wonder Klaus couldn't create hybrids. The most important sacrifice, the doppelganger, was still alive. Gloria is smug with her newfound knowledge, but she's caught off guard by a voice behind her, exclaiming, "You really are a ruthless old witch." It's Catherine, coming through in the clutch. Catherine once again proposed an alliance. They both knew Klaus was running from someone, but no one knew that person's name. Catherine suggested that Stefan use his charm to extract information from Rebecca, making sure to keep a little distance to ignite her possessiveness. Stefan was speechless. Catherine had used this method on him and his brother. Stefan, having learned Catherine's tricks, immediately discarded her.
Stefan.
Catherine, I'm in this alone. If you're looking for a diabolical partner in crime, I suggest you look elsewhere.
Stefan intended to fight Klaus alone, but the woman he wanted to protect was already slipping away from him. Stefan's original plan was to release the sealed Elijah, but with Rebecca standing guard, he had no choice but to use his charm. At first, their conversation was pleasant, but when Stefan asked about the person who even Klaus feared, Rebecca immediately turned hostile and reported the matter to Klaus. Although the originals are known for betraying each other, Stefan didn't realize just how deep the Michelson family bonds ran. When Stefan woke up, he found himself unhurt, with Klaus looking at him with a complicated expression. "Brother, I thought I had you back, but it turns out you betrayed me."
Get out. See for myself what it is you've been hiding.
Welcome back to Mystic Falls, Stefan.
Klaus then took Stefan back to Mystic Falls. The secret that Elena is still alive may not stay hidden for long. Meanwhile, Jeremy woke up to find the ghost of his ex-girlfriend, Anna, lying in his bed, startling him. But Anna was overjoyed. She had been trying to contact Jeremy for some time, and now she had finally gotten through. It turned out that Jeremy had just dreamed of Anna. Anna suddenly realized that they could only connect if they were thinking of each other. But just then, Jeremy's current girlfriend, Bonnie, showed up. Jeremy found himself in an awkward situation holding his current girlfriend in his arms while his ex-girlfriend's ghost watched. Later, Sheriff Forbes approached Damon, hoping he could erase her ex-husband Bill's memory. Learning that Bill had abused Caroline, Damon suggested simply killing him. They went to the jail, where Damon first tasted Bill's blood to ensure it wasn't laced with vervain, but to his surprise, Bill calmly explained that the mind is a powerful force. Over the past 20 years, he had honed his mind, forging a mental defense against vampire compulsion. Damon dismissed it as mere boasting. In his view, no one could resist vampire compulsion without vervain.
You will leave town immediately.
Bonnie became deeply interested in Elena's necklace. She discovered that it was a magical artifact imbued with powerful magic, so Elena temporarily entrusted the necklace to Bonnie. At the annual Founders' Day event, Alaric urged Damon to stay away from Elena. Alaric knew Damon too well. If you want to take Stefan's place, you need to learn to respect Elena's choices. Alaric's words irritated Damon. I'm protecting her in my own way. It's none of your business.
What I think is you need to take a beat.
As they squared off, the town's council meeting was about to begin. Sheriff Forbes and Mayor Lockwood, both friendly with Damon, worked together to ensure the members believed the town was free of vampires. But unexpectedly, Bill stood up to contradict them. Bill was the first man who could resist vampire compulsion without the use of vervain. Damon had clearly underestimated him. Meanwhile, Anna explained her situation to Jeremy. After her death, she entered a special realm, accessible only to the souls of supernatural beings. Anna warned that darkness from the spirit world was seeping into the human world, and Vicky had been corrupted by it. That's why Anna cautioned Jeremy not to trust Vicky. Over at the council, Bill didn't just run away, he boldly seized power. He wanted to take control of the town's council and even proposed adding vervain to the town's water supply. Surprisingly, Alaric agreed with him. The council had already fallen under Damon's control, and this was crossing Damon's bottom line. He might abstain from feeding on live humans, but the inability to compel people would severely impact his quality of life. So Damon decided that Bill had to die. Elena reminded Damon that Bill was Caroline's father. Can you guess what Damon said?
Yeah, when I kill him, she'll have one more parent than we do.
Oh, come on, Damon?
Facing Alaric's obstruction, Damon first checked to see if Alaric was wearing his resurrection ring. Meanwhile, Caroline and Tyler were about to get intimate when Elena called. If you don't come now, you'll be down to just one parent. Bill was still reveling in his victory over the council, even going so far as to mock Damon. Unexpectedly, Damon didn't play by the rules and went straight for the kill, attacking in the most brutal, bloodthirsty way. Just as Damon was about to finish off Bill, Caroline suddenly threw him across the room. Caroline hurried to heal her father with her blood. Bill, proud as ever, refused to drink Caroline's blood, but she force-fed it to him anyway. Damon wasn't about to let it go. He immediately counterattacked and pinned Caroline down, but Caroline gave Damon a serious beating, leaving him utterly dejected. However, more than Caroline's fists, it was Elena's criticism that cut the deepest. Elena's increasing demands on Damon hinted that she was starting to fall for him, but unlike Stefan, Damon doesn't want to pretend, and he especially doesn't want others to have high expectations of him. Meanwhile, as Bonnie and Jeremy were studying the necklace, Anna's ghost suddenly appeared, warning Jeremy that the evil presence was near. In the next moment, the spellbook burst into flames. Bonnie quickly cast a spell to extinguish the fire. Though Anna meant well, Jeremy scolded her for showing up at the wrong time. What if you appear while I'm getting intimate with Bonnie? Anna felt very...
It's a two-way street, Jeremy. I only pop up when you're thinking about me.
Grieved, Anna punctured Jeremy's self-deception. The reason she could appear was because Jeremy was thinking about her. Jeremy was speechless because Anna was right.
Goodbye, Anna.
Don't. Jeremy, please. Don't shut me out.
Now that Jeremy understood, he realized that as long as he didn't think about Anna, she couldn't appear before him. After a period of inner turmoil, Jeremy decided to tell Bonnie about seeing ghosts. As a sign of respect for her, What Jeremy doesn't know is how much Anna is suffering from being ignored by him. The next morning, Damon prepared a carefully crafted drink to apologize to Alaric, but he noticed that Alaric's resurrection was taking longer each time. The usually stubborn Damon finally admitted his mistake. This time, he had acted impulsively, but Alaric still didn't forgive him, having narrowly escaped death. Bill prepared to leave town. Caroline gathered her courage to say goodbye, and Bill expressed his gratitude for her saving him. Caroline thought her father had finally changed his views about her, but
I'm gonna be okay.
You're a vampire, sweetheart. I don't think you'll ever be okay again.
meanwhile, Elena asked Bonnie for the necklace, and Bonnie revealed Jeremy's secret, leaving Elena shocked. Bonnie was deeply troubled by the situation, and as she rambled on, she suddenly noticed that Elena was gone.
I'll accept written apologies only.
Damon was teased again by Catherine, leaving him speechless. Since Stefan refused to cooperate with Catherine, she turned to Damon instead. Catherine had impersonated Elena and tricked Bonnie into handing over the necklace. They were about to form an uneasy alliance. Alaric threatened Carol and Sheriff Forbes to surrender control of the council, insisting that humans shouldn't rely solely on vampire protection.
Some of them may be family or friends, but they are still supernatural. They don't follow our rules or our laws. They look after themselves, and that's what we need to do.
When Klaus discovered that Elena was still alive, he flew into a rage. He stormed into the school and, in full view of everyone, grabbed Elena. Then, he compelled and dispersed the students. The unlucky couple who moved the slowest were ordered to stay behind. Klaus, in a sudden fit of dark humor, first commanded the girl to lift one foot, then gave an order to the boy.
If she drops her foot, Chad, I want you to beat her to death. Understood?
Meanwhile, Catherine and Damon united their forces and used every means possible to fight against Klaus. Catherine had not only stolen Elena's necklace but also kidnapped Jeremy. Damon was shocked. He couldn't understand why Catherine had taken Jeremy. Catherine then explained the whole situation about Jeremy seeing ghosts. But what did that have to do with fighting Klaus? It turns out Catherine once heard Madame Pearl mention a vampire who was hunting Klaus. And Madame Pearl was none other than Anna's mother. Perhaps Anna knew the specifics. When Jeremy woke up, they asked him to question Anna about it, but Anna refused to help because Catherine was the mastermind behind her mother's death. Jeremy relayed this to Catherine and Damon truthfully.
If you want to make an omelet, you have to break a few legs.
It's nothing personal.
No, what the hell?
Jeremy!
Anna, I know you can hear me. Tell us what you know. Sooner the better for your little boyfriend here.
Not wanting to see Jeremy suffer, Anna eventually relented. She revealed the name Michael, a vampire who hunts other vampires. If Michael were to awaken, all vampires would face doom. Meanwhile, at school, Tyler and Caroline, who were sneaking off to get intimate, were caught by Rebecca. Against the 1,000-year-old originals, they were no match for Rebecca. Bonnie and Matt, on the other hand, walked right into the trap. With the werewolf, the witch, and the doppelganger all gathered, Klaus was ready for a little experiment.
I need you to find a way to save my hybrids, Bonnie. And for Tyler's sake. You better hurry.
Whether Tyler and everyone else would survive now depended on Bonnie. But Bonnie, having already lost her ancestral protection after reviving Jeremy by force, had only one option left. She needed Jeremy to communicate with the spirits of the witches. But Jeremy had been kidnapped by Catherine. Meanwhile, Stefan pulled out the iron rod from his body and immediately rushed to the school. He begged Klaus to spare Elena, promising he would do anything. Klaus then ordered Stefan to kill the couple. Elena was the first to object. Klaus had long been unhappy with Elena and slapped her.
Hurt me, he already said this.
A furious Stefan charged at Klaus, but Klaus easily overpowered and compelled him. This wasn't what Klaus had wanted after all. He considered Stefan a brother, but Stefan had betrayed him. Compelled, Stefan mercilessly slaughtered the couple, displaying his ripper nature right in front of Elena. Elsewhere, as Rebecca guarded Tyler and Caroline, she couldn't get enough of her newfound love for the smartphone, marveling at the rapid advancement of technology. But when she saw a photo of Elena wearing the necklace, she immediately lost her composure.
Why is that doppelganger bitch wearing my necklace?
As Stefan was butchering the couple, Klaus kept whispering in Elena's ear, fueling the fire. This is Stefan's true nature. I just gave him a little push. At that moment, an enraged Rebecca stormed in. Upon learning that Elena had lost the necklace, she lunged at her, only to be stopped by Klaus. Elena had no choice but to confess that Catherine had stolen the necklace. Klaus couldn't help but laugh in disbelief. Not only had Catherine not run far away, but she was still causing him trouble. Klaus then proposed they play a game. He set a timer for Stefan.
20 minutes! If Bonnie hasn't found a solution by then, I want you to feed again, only this time I want you to feed on Elena.
To help Klaus create hybrids, Bonnie needed to find Jeremy, who could communicate with the dead, but Jeremy had gone missing. As it happened, Matt was experiencing frequent supernatural occurrences around him. His deceased sister was trying to reach out to him, but the siblings were separated by the boundary of life and death. When Matt realized his sister's presence, he came up with a desperate plan. Jeremy could see ghosts because he had been revived from death, so Matt decided he wanted to try the same thing. Bonnie warned Matt that she could no longer perform such magic.
That kind of magic anymore.
You don't need magic, Bonnie.
Matt, clutching a heavy object, jumped into the pool. Having spent so much time with vampires and werewolves, he had developed considerable courage. Bonnie arrived just in time to save Matt, pulling him out and performing CPR. In his near-death state, Matt was able to see his sister's ghost. Time is running out, so Vicky tells her brother that someone asked her to give Bonnie a message. When Matt woke up, he told Bonnie what the ancestral witches had said. Elena should never have survived the ritual. The hybrids couldn't be created because Elena was still alive, meaning either Elena or Tyler had to die, and Klaus would undoubtedly choose Tyler. As the countdown to the death order began, a sweat-drenched Stefan urged Elena to run for her life. He couldn't resist Klaus's orders, but Elena continued to plead with Stefan. Stefan, his face twisted in agony, tried to compel himself away from Elena with a burst of vampire speed. Elena ran for her life. Stefan's pursuit was clumsy and staggered. His mind was clear, but he had no control over his body. Stefan is unable to disobey the original's orders. To protect Elena, Stefan didn't hesitate to stab himself with a wooden stake, but Klaus caught Elena again. Stefan struggled to suppress his bloodlust, even if it meant sacrificing himself to avoid hurting Elena. Astonished Klaus, but Klaus only grew more disgusted with Stefan's weakness. Humanity is a burden, Klaus said. Brother, I'll help you one last time. Klaus then commanded Stefan to turn off his humanity.
Turn it off!
What did you do?
I fixed him.